Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and it is my absolute pleasure to present a tangle that was designed by my very good friend Diane DuRussel. We're calling it Oh Kevin. We premiered this on every Thursday. I do what I call Tangle Time, and so we premiered this just last week. And I'll fill you in on the details of it as we're playing with this. It's a fun tangle, and there's a story behind the name Oh Kevin, and it's funny as well. All right, I think I'm debating. Nah, I'm just gonna do a straight grid here. All right. Well, no. Let me change my mind. 4 corners. And a border, not as wiggly as I normally do, but with a little character. Now, this is based on a grid, and so, but the grid is on the is a diamond grid. So it's actually, square, like if you drew it, what would be, oh, I forget. Anyway, I was like, if you draw it one way, it'll be square, and then if you turn your tile, it'll be a diamond. But this is plenty easy to just go from corner to corner, drawing a straight line. And then I like to work my way down one side, flip my tile, and then work the other side. And again, I'm working on a bijou tile. This is about 2 by 2, and today I decided to use my Micron PN pen. So I'm going to flip the tile and go again corner to corner. And then this is the point where, it's like, you want to make sure that things are kind of square-ish. So if I look at it this way, then it's square. But because I want to have nice, well, it'd be a square to diamond. That sounds just really weird. Some of you probably know what I mean. So, a diamond with even sides, we'll say that, versus, some of mine are apparently going to be a little rectangle-y. Well, and then you'll see how that turns out. So, all right. Okay, so this is good. Now, once you have your grid, now again, we're looking at it. We're going to work with it, on the diamond. And one thing that we decided to put into this is just a little reference dot. And so it's not, we're not drawing an orb or anything, but just a reference dot kind of in the middle of each diamond. And again, if you end up with rectangle-y ones, that's okay. And just doing this light is good because, again, it's a reference point that we're going to go to. So I always like to, one thing about tangles is that we want to utilize the five elemental strokes. In the primer book from Rick and Maria on Zentangle, that's one of the things that I think even in their first book about Zentangle, this is what they talk about. We have 5 elemental strokes, and for a tangle, you don't want to use more than 3. We want to keep things easy, keep it repetitive, and that is the magic of a tangle. Now, so this one is, we're basically going to do the curved line. And so if I'm looking at my diamond, so here's my little reference point, and I'm going to start at the top here, and I'm going to draw a curved line, kind of like in the shape of a C, sort of. But if you think, let me just show you. But it's essentially, and we're going to that reference point. It's essentially looks like a heart. If you draw one backwards, one the right way, one backwards, depends on which way you start. If you start to the left, then it's a, if you start to the left, it's a proper C, and then then we're mirroring that. Okay? And then, but we're ending on that reference point. So again, curved line, and it doesn't, so mine kind of go in, they don't have to do that. They can look like a C, but we're ending it on that reference point. And we're going to do each side, or the top 3 sides. So looking at it as a diamond again, so top, left, and right corners. Just like that. Then we add a straight line. So essentially we're using 2 of the element, well, the dot, so that could constitute 3. You don't have to put the dot there if you don't want to, but for those of us that are non-artists, we like to have those reference points, and it's just something that, like the grid, we're using it to go, to build in. So then we can do a line, or you could do a double line if you wish, as a little stem. Okay? That is basically it. Then it's rinse and repeat. Now, you could, if you wanted to, you could, you can do it the same way, which is what I think I don't know. Maybe I will flip mine and do it just because it'd be different, because the sample I have to share with you has it going all the same direction. Yeah, we'll just see what that looks like, because I have that to share with you. Now, here's one that's a little rectangle-y. So then we just have to, you just do what you can with it. So I have, curve line, same thing here, curve line, and always focusing on going back to that point. That also, in my opinion, is what helps with not worrying about, okay, so my grid's a little wonky. Yeah, so that's okay. And then I'm going to draw my little curve lines. And these curve lines, to make the little sub, they can go either direction. It doesn't matter. But this, what do I call it? It makes it more forgiving. We'll call it that. Because if we're always going to that reference point, then, and you might have to adjust, but that's okay. Because, this is kind of an organic thing, right? A shamrock, a clover is organic. And sometimes they're not all the same, so it's all right. That's one of the things that is interesting about Zentangle is working to kind of, well, do I dare say get over ourselves? I will say it. I did say it, so there we go. But to get used to the idea that, it's okay if it's not perfect. And the objective in Zentangle is not about perfection. It's about the repetitive nature of the tangle and just in enjoying it. So that's cute. All right, so let me continue. And then the question is, how do you continue? That's a very good question. I have no idea. So I'm going to, actually, I think I'll do them all the right way up here after I've done it this way. That might be easier. Now, if you have done like me here, where you have a partial one, sometimes I wait for those for last, just because I like to get the tangle in under my hand a little bit. And then, so like here, obviously the top of that is going to be somewhere here, so I can just kind of do like this and then draw that little straight line. Oh yeah, that's kind of fun. Maybe that's what oh yeah, I'm going to copy. So I'm going to do it this way up. I'm going to, like, in a row here. I think that will look neat. And then, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So about this name, Kevin. So as one of the things is we liked, I mentioned that I've known Diane for a really, really long time. We met through a mutual friend who also tangles with us, and we've been since 2012 when this was introduced to me. Have been doing Zentangle. So we would get together once a month or so, just to tangle. And sometimes we'd get my mom on a conference call, and she would teach us things because she was the one that introduced it to me. And we would just have a lot of fun. So then 2015 was when my mom and I went to get certified, and we've continued doing, just getting together once a month because it's just so much fun to tangle and to tangle with friends. So I'm thinking actually it might have been a pattern on a bag that she saw, and we were so she decided to it's like, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna draw the step outs to it, and so that's what she did. And I said, well, you have to come up with a name. And she says, okay, I'm calling it Kevin. And so, and we still laugh about it. And obviously, because we named this one Oh Kevin, we still think it's funny. But so I'm letting you in on the background of this joke. Oh, look at that! I did that. Okay, well, it's okay. We're gonna just continue this way. I had another thing in mind, but that's okay. But sometimes when you're talking and tangling, things go awry. And when things go, like I said, I had one idea in my head, but that's okay. And then you just continue to go with it. All right, let's see. So if I'm doing that, this is just going to be a mishmash of directions, and that's all right. Sometimes that's just fun. But anyway, so that's the backstory on that. We had fun with that, and so when she came up with this one, I said, well, you have to make a name for it. And so she said, we'll call this Kevin too. And I said, well, being that it's a shamrock, we should have the something designating the Irish nature of it. And so that's I added the O. So now you know. And I also want to share the fact that, and I don't know if people think this or not. I'm just going to do some, I'll do some middle ones here. You don't have to be a CZT to design a tangle. If you go to tanglepatterns.com, which is a nice site for finding tangles, there's a lot. Actually, I didn't research. There's one that I'm working on right now that I want to do. There's several that I've shared on here that they're not CZTs, and that's okay. The idea though is if you understand you understand tangling, then you can, employ the 5 elemental strokes or just a few, but understanding how that works so that way it is a proper tangle. That's what's important. So here we have Oh Kevin, and isn't it just adorable? Now, there are some things that you can do with this. And as I mentioned, things like, which I don't have them, I might add them to the step outs before I post this, but if I don't, I'll maybe add them later. You could add, if you want, the little line, and if you add a little curve to it, and just, lift up your pen as you're doing it, it kind of tapers the end. And that adds like some plumpness and some character to anything you do. It's like one of my favorite things to do next to what I call the line ... which I will show you because I did that on a different tangle. But you see how that adds just some really neat character. Now, you could do this. I'm doing this in black. You could do the whole tangle in green if you want, which I'll show you that here as well. All right, so here's one that I did for a class, and then I finished it up. I did these all the same direction. And I'm just, and this is one of those, it's just so adorable. I just can't get over it. So here I have my favorite line ... So I did the same thing here. I maybe a little shorter, and I just added a couple dots afterwards. This one, I added some green. What color was this? It was grass green from General Pastel Chalk Pencil, and just a little bit in the center for my shading, and then with the tortillon, just spread it out a little bit, and then I added some white charcoal just to the tips, and then I decided, well, the flag of Ireland has some orange in it, so I just decided to color in a little bit, in the centers with a little bit of orange, and then around the outside, I used a gold metallic jelly roll pencil. Now, here's another one. This was from another class here, and this one I decided to just this one is Lucky that I had mentioned, and I decided to incorporate Oh Kevin around Lucky, and I thought, well, we could really call Kevin Lucky Oh Kevin, or Oh Kevin Lucky or something. Anyway, there's already a tangle called Lucky, so we don't want to go there. So I added that around, and it just added a neat extra thing. So it's something you could intermix with another tangle because it's small and it fits in one square of a grid pattern. It just adds for you can just add some neat touches depending on what you're doing, and that's why I share some of these other ideas, so that way you can have even more fun than you ever thought with this tangle. So I hope you enjoyed. And feel free to leave any comments in the comment section, as well as in the description. Check out the step out, as well as ways to connect with me and other tanglers in our community. And with that, I wish you very happy tangling.